In this session, we're going to understand what learnings are. So we have three learnings mentioned in here. I mean, it's basically terminologies which we used to be accused to, right? So that's why we will be discussing these terminologies as well. So learnings basically, first learning we have few shots. So it means that a user includes several examples in the call prompt that demonstrate the expected answer, format and content. Basically, if you want to make a fine tuning of the model, you will do that fine tuning with that prompt or chat GPT kind of thing, or a bot, your personal bot, with a multiple examples. For example, you use ChatGPT. In that, you have to train that model by giving many discussion or many question and answer you will get. So based on how you work, based on how your question is, that ChatGPT will be behave like that, or will make a intelligence based on your questionnaires, right? So in the few short, we need to train that, or we need to fine tune that model with the help of several examples. That model or that learning is called as a few shot. Then we have a one shot. In one shot basically means we will just give a one or two example provided. So here in this case is same as a few shot approach, except only one example is provided. In the one shot, you will just give one example to start with. One example in the prompt, you will just write, say here, write a code based on this conditions, and it will give you an answer, and that's all. You will consider that model as trained, and then you start with. In the zero shot, you will not just train the model, you just not fine tune the model. Directly you will be just using that model, using that service. So for example, in zero shot or one shot, in case you would like to directly use that model without fine tuning it, or without providing very few one or two example, and then you directly want to use that, so in that case, or you say you have a fast deadline, so there's no time to fine tune that model, then in that case you will use zero shot and one shot, and by the time goes, the model will get trained itself. But if you're working on scenario where you would like to have that model trained first, then going along, so in that case you will train that model with the help of few shot learning. So these are basic learnings which we have while you fine tune the model. So that's all for this demo. In the next, we're going to deep dive further. Thank you, and we will see you in the